Okay, so I'm here right now with Vincent Beltrani from Google and PureTech's Elenko. We've just gotten off stage from the opening plenary Big Think at BioFuture 2023, where we had a riveting discussion about the future of health and the technologies and innovations that are going to get us to a better future. Vincent and Eric, there was so much that came out of that panel. I'm tempted for the three of us to try to summarize it, but I fear we will not do justice to all the details that we brought out. So instead, I think I'll just ask the two of you some specific questions. So, sure. Eric, I would love for you to just mention some of the key innovations that you think are really going to move the needle in the future. But one interesting point that we didn't get enough time to dig into in the panel that I would love for you to also broach is, besides those big steps forward, how can we make incremental changes as well that are also important to make sure that those innovations come through, or that old drugs that didn't work before maybe now can work with the new technologies we have?
Sure. Well, an area of great interest to PureTech is taking drugs that have proven human pharmacological effects, but have had some issue that has held them back. Right. So lack of oral bioavailability, toxicology issues, and then applying new thinking or technology to allow them to realize their full potential. And actually doing that can be incredibly impactful. For instance, we started a company called Querida Therapeutics, and that recently filed an NDA for a drug called KarXT, which, if it's approved, will be the first truly novel mechanism of action drug in schizophrenia in over 50 years. Yeah. And that was based on taking one drug, combining it with another to overcome the side effects associated with the first drug. We have a platform called the Glyph, where we're taking small molecule drugs and having them absorbed like dietary lipids. And that allows those molecules to get around first pass metabolism. And what that enables that drugs can be made to be orally bioavailable or to circumvent hepatotoxicity. We actually have 5 programs coming out of the Glyph platform, including one that's in phase 2 and another that'll be going into phase 1 somewhat later this year.
Yeah, no, it's so important to not just shelve things that didn't work and to give them a new look as we get new technologies that let us peer into it more deeply. So, Vincent, we can't talk about the future without talking about AI. It's really crazy to think that some of those seemingly sci-fi things that we think about are actually already here. And of course, I'm talking mostly about Gen AI. And whether it's ChatGPT or DALL-E, everybody knows a little something about AI, and everybody has more than a little something of an opinion on AI. But you're an expert in the field, so you tell us what we should know, what we should be thinking of, and how you see AI, in the life sci healthcare space, moving along some of the innovations that Eric mentioned, and other innovations too.
No, so generative AI as a technology really is it's kind of like a watershed moment really for generative AI, and being able to generate human-like text from unlabeled data that we've really collected over 30 or 40 years, right? So we've got sitting on a treasure trove of data, and now we have this brand new technology that can do things like summarize the literature, identify key parties involved in sentences, and in biologics and in the chemical space, really being able to maybe understand what happened in the clinical trial and what went wrong. Understanding why did this drug actually fail. Absorbing that data into the model. Potentially then also absorbing information about previous lead optimization trials. So maybe I can combine those drugs that maybe didn't make it to market with literature and techniques that I've seen about optimizing drugs for maybe bioavailability, for example, and then synthesizing those together using generative AI. So that's really going to be part of the future.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you both for sharing some quick thoughts. It was a 1-hour panel and we covered a lot of ground, but this is a nice way to get some highlights out of it as well. So thank you, both of you.
Thank you very much.